Welcome to another video. I have had some footage from the last couple of days or the last couple of like 1.5 weeks where I talked about I made a new appointment with a tuner. The Mk1 is gonna get tuned. At least we're gonna try again. And since I made the new appointment, I've been trying to kind of figure out what I need to do in preparation for this dyno session. So there's been a couple of things I've done. I have been filming these days, but for some reason the footage has not been there have been some problems with the audio, so I'm not gonna use that footage. That's why I'm kinda gonna explain what I did now, what I've been doing. So first of all, the first thing I did was I didn't have coolant in the car. Like I had water, just regular water, no coolant, because I was not sure when I put the car and the engine back together. I was not sure if something was going to be wrong and I have to empty out the coolant, the water again. So I filled it with water the first time. So this obviously I needed to change. So I emptied out the water and then I mixed like coolant, concentrated coolant with water, fill it up again. Also, the car sometimes have been, not sometimes, every time, all the time, it's been, the brakes have kind of been, it's been really difficult to push the car even if it's in neutral and nobody is like putting pressure on the brake pedal or the brake system. So, you know, it's kind of like the calipers is squeezing the brake pads, like the cylinder inside the brake caliper is not going back, is kind of stuck there. That's what it seems like. So I ordered new calipers for the front, and I have Mk2 G60 calipers, so I ordered new G60 calipers. When I got them and I was gonna install them, I noticed that the new ones I got have some offsets compared to the old one. Then I started, did I order wrong? Did they deliver me the wrong type? So it's been a lot of back and forth for me with this, trying to figure out what calipers I have and what these new ones was. It turns out, like, the short version is that both of these are G60 calipers. Apparently, Volkswagen, in the beginning of the VR6 era, in the 90s, or it should be in the early 90s, late 80s, in the Passat, Volkswagen Passat VR6, they made the earliest version. At least some of them, have the VR6 subframe, VR6 like wishbones, everything. They have VR6 wheel housings, everything, but they have the G60 calipers. But they have them with the offset of 10 millimeters. So this is one of the calipers I bought. This is G60, from the same as they used in Golf Rally. And the offset is from this mounting point on each side. This is on the Passat is 10 millimeters to my right, like 10 millimeters to the side. And I bought this, not this, but the ones I have on the car, I bought them, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 7 years ago. So they have been sitting for a very long time. And when I bought them, I only remember that they were advertised as G60 brakes. And I got the caliper and a caliper bracket. So I never checked the number, the parts number. Yeah, as I said, the short version is that both of these calipers are G60, but one of them is from the VR6 Passat. Yeah, I've been struggling with this, and it took some time to figure out this. It was a friend, Björn Tore, which I did a video in January interviewing him, rally collector. He's got a lot of knowledge about old Volkswagens, especially Golf. So yeah, he was the one. So what I did do was I took since in Norway delivering, it's hard to get parts like the same day or next day usually, especially with older parts and cars like this one. So what I did, the rest of the caliper is similar, this one and the one on the car, these orange ones. They have the same cylinder and the seal is the same, the outer seal and the inner seal is the same. So what I did, since I don't have time to wait for new ones of this type on the car, the Passat Caliper, I took out the seals from this, inner and outer seal. I removed the cylinder on these caliper, the orange one, the Passat one, cleaned the inside of them. They look okay. I mean, well, they look actually pretty good from the inside, but still. So now they should work as new ones. They should at least work for the dyno. So I did this on both sides. So I filmed on my phone when I was out just driving just around this building, and the car is so awful to drive. And I don't know if like the car really needs some alignment, like wheel alignment. That hopefully is gonna make the car better. The tuner is gonna do this as well if the car survives the dyno. But it's like, fuck, this car is awful to drive. I mean, and I spent like so many hours, so many hundreds, or I think a couple of thousands of hours building this car, and it's so awful. Like it's really, it's not for everybody. If you want, I mean, it's cool and all. It's fucking cool to have this car. I mean, it's my dream car for so many years, 15 years or more. I mean, I've been like in the back of my head wanting all-wheel drive Mk1, either with VR6 or with any other engine. I just wanted something all-wheel drive, and I would prefer if it also had some engine with turbo. So now I have this. It's so fucking awful to drive. The wheel alignment should make it better. But I mean, if anyone remember, I had also Mk1 caddy pickup, and I mean, it was not comfortable like my daily. My daily is a Volkswagen E-up, like electrical up. And you know, it's 100% stock. It's not even lowered or has some cool tires, because that was kind of the point of buying the E-up. I wanted something which is so boring I wouldn't even consider spending money on it. But anyway, my point is, if you want a comfortable, like, I don't know, something you can drive on I don't know, Sunday or something, with your friends or your significant other, or I don't know, this is definitely not the car. This is, I mean, it's super cool, and I would not sell the car. It's and I would build one again if I didn't have this. But like, this is the first proper racing car, or like racing track purpose built car, like properly, I've ever had. So I just wanted to share this, because I don't know what I was. Of course, I've been thinking that the car is not going to be like some grocery getter or something like this, but it's so, yeah, it's kind of shocked. Of course, I'm going to drive it when I have the opportunity, but yeah. And so I'm curious if any of the people who are watching this have the same experience as me when it comes to these type of cars. It can be, I don't know, it doesn't have to be like a race car. It can be a lowered stance car. I mean, I can imagine people with lower stance cars kind of would have the same experience as I've had. I mean, I've been known all the time, like since the first time I drove it with all-wheel drive, that it was awful. But now it was like, it's kind of a realization, like it's it's so fucking awful. Awful to drive. Today is Sunday, and early tomorrow morning, I need to pick up a trailer, and then I need to pick up the car, and what else? I'm gonna bring it to the tuner, and hopefully, fingers crossed, like knock on wood, pray for the car that it will be tuned. I'm not going for, and like I thought the car is, and I mean the engine is stock, like stock turbo, stock internals. So I'm not shooting for any numbers as long as I can use it. I mean, if it had 170 horsepower to the wheels, that would be great, because then I could use it. And as long as I can use it, then that's really something. At least when it's scary to drive in 30 miles an hour or 40 maybe. I need more confidence in driving this car before going for any more horsepower, even though I have a quite cool engine, which is not assembled, but it's also a 1.8, but with all the internals, everything. So yeah, as I said, I'm wondering, do you have this same experience with this type of car? Like, you make it like your dream car, and then it's like, fuck, this is not that comfortable anymore. Like, you wouldn't change anything, but still it's like, it's something, I don't know. Maybe it's like we see all these cars on YouTube and Instagram and internet, and people are running like if you have a Supra on the internet, like if you don't have 1,000 wheel horsepower, you shouldn't post anything. It's not my opinion, but it's like on the internet every Supra has 1,000 wheels horsepower. At least for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but we get like, I get like numb to these numbers, and I guess we mature, or I mature, realize, like, I mean, it's cool to watch in real life and on these videos, but 500 is quite a lot also. 300 is, for most people in the world, 300 is a lot. I mean, sorry for all the rambling. Okay, bye.